Welcome back to Sports Fans Only with C. Anthony. I'm Sean Mack, and as always, we're going to be talking about a little boxing, especially the Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. fight that happened a few weeks ago. Any words before we get started, C?
Nah, salute to everybody for tuning in. Back again.
Let's do it. And as always, if you like today's content, make sure you sub, like, and subscribe to the video. So, first question off, let's get to it. Can Errol Spence win another title, in your opinion?
I think you can with hard work. Might want to take the advice of some of the professionals. Floyd Mayweather came out, I think, yesterday talking about he think that Errol definitely been fighting at the wrong weight class. He think that Errol probably was better at 160, 168. So I think there is room for Errol to maneuver. He's not that old. He still has some time. So I think it's very possible for him to get another title.
So what weight was they saying he should be fighting at?
Well, Floyd was saying at 160, 168. He was like, you don't think 154 is enough for him? And Shane was just saying that definitely 147 is not it. That he really looked dehydrated and he looked real weak for the fight.
Gotcha. You know, a lot of Crawford fans will say those are excuses, but sometimes you just got to come down to what really happened, and the facts are the facts, right? It's not an excuse; it's just something that happened. So, second question: being that he's been with Derek James, and a lot of people are blaming Derek James, saying that he should take part into the performance that Errol Spence put out. Do you think that Errol Spence should bring back Blu-ray?
Most definitely, just the way he looked different under Blu-ray. Having that strength and nutrition, extra stuff to help you out. I heard him. He said that he wasn't doing his hundreds and hundreds of push-ups that he had been doing, all the sit-ups that he had been doing. He said that he kind of got lazy and he knew that him at 80% could beat Danny Garcia. He said he knew him at 80% could beat Sean Porter, but against Terrence Crawford, that wasn't enough. And so I definitely think he should bring back Blu-ray. Blu-ray, I watched some stuff this morning. He said he's still rocking with Errol, still in Errol's corner whenever he needs him. So I think that's something he definitely should do. Bring him back, make him a little bit stronger.
So that was my next question. So you think bringing back Blu-ray gives him more strength, more preparation, and just a better physique?
Yes, I admit, just have your body tuned up. It's not all about the boxing part, but just the way your body mechanics and everything, the way that you want to have a lot of breath, you want to have a lot of stamina, you want to have a lot of flexibility, and Blu-ray brought that to him. I've seen Errol doing like push-ups with no hands, just off of his neck, just using those muscles around there. So I would say that extra strength and conditioning definitely is going to make you a lot stronger. 80%, I don't think that 80% is good to be fighting at no matter what. I think you should take every opponent just as serious.
I feel that. Now, they're saying that he needs to move up. He's at 47. So, in your opinion, if he moves up, should he go to 160 or 168?
I think, he got to do what he want to do, but I think 160. 154 is definitely going to give him a lot more energy, a lot more strength, a lot more rehydration, bring back your alertness and everything like that. But 160 might be it because when you hear Errol Spence walks around about 180, 185, it just doesn't sound healthy to be trying to prepare for a fight under 160. From 185 to 160, I think is a lot of weight right there. So I would say 160, but more or less what he feels comfortable with. But more people are coming out and saying the same thing. He didn't look the same. Anthony Joshua said, he's worked out with Errol. That's definitely not the Errol that he's seen. He looked fatigued. Shane Mosley, same thing. That's not the Errol that he's used to seeing. Errol looked drained. He looked weak. He didn't look well hydrated. Deontay Wilder, same thing. That's not the Errol that I'm used to seeing. He looked weak in the ring walk, things like that. So, I think maybe 160 at a minimum, 160.
Yeah, I feel like, it baffles me that somebody of his stature, someone that's been in the game that long, seemed like he was new and is ill prepared to make 147. I don't know. It just baffles my brain that someone of that ilk and that well of an athlete just seemed like he forgot how to train. Like they say, he was running up the hills the fight week trying to make weight. So if anyone knew that, they would have definitely put their money on Crawford. So now that last question, now that it's all said and done, the fight's over. Look like the rematch at 154 might be going down this year or maybe at the beginning of next year. Now that it's all said and done, what's your opinion and what do you think of Terrence Crawford?
Terrence Crawford is who I thought he was, but even better. There's just the small adjustments he made against Errol. He's used to Terrence comes out orthodox. He get touched up a little bit, kind of get the distance, get the range. Then he'll switch southpaw and hop on you. He came right at Spence. He wasn't a lot of movement. He more or less was coming forward. I would say the first round he didn't, but from the second round on, he was coming forward. He was keeping it real tight, trying to keep it like in the phone booth like. And he has studied Errol well. Errol usually throws that looping left hand. He was timing that with the upper. He just looked. It was, in my opinion, that was the best version of Bud that I saw before. He didn't look like that in so many of his other fights, but maybe I was. I think I may have underestimated Bud a little bit. I was pretty much sure Errol would win the fight. I knew Bud had the skill to win the fight, but I was leaning toward Errol. I had been saying for months, and that was just a different version of Bud, and that was hard to deal with. Looked like Bud had an answer for everything. So, at minimum, I think Errol's just gonna have to move from 147. Rematch was in the contract at 154. I don't think you could try to drag Bud up to 160. So I think that's what it is, 154. Bring back that strength and conditioning. Bring back Blu-ray. You say he's still in your corner, still rocking with you. It's just I think Errol might have got a little bit I'm not gonna say lazy, got a little bit complacent, thinking that him at 80% could beat a lot of these fighters. It was good enough for some people, but just not enough for Crawford. So salute the team Crawford.
I agree. After rewatching that fight, to me, Crawford looked like, because everybody say he had to put out more punches to win, right? Because Errol's jab and, et cetera. But to me, it really looked like Crawford looked like Mayweather when Mayweather might get not hurt in the fight, but when things are seeming a little difficult for Mayweather. You know how he barreled down and he, like you say, he get real tight. And he was like, I'm not throwing no punches that don't need to be not thrown. I'm only going to throw punches I know I can land. And they're going to be on point. Yeah, high percentage. He looked like a Mayweather, not a hurt Mayweather, but everybody that knows boxing and watch boxing know what I'm talking about. When Mayweather's taught to take you serious and say, okay, it's time to put these punches on you, put these paws on you. He gets tight. He get in that phone boot. And contradictory to popular belief, Mayweather will walk you down. People like to say he fights away, he runs away, but when it's time to go, he gets tight. And he's coming towards you, and he's going to fight you in that phone booth. But that's just how I felt after rewatching that fight. Any last words?
That was Crawford. I think I might have underestimated him a little bit. He just looked on another level and different game plan. That jabbing power jab that he was throwing. The timing was just perfect on it. Errol looked slow. He made Errol look slow, and he was just on top of all parts of his game. Crawford was there. He the creme of the sport right now.
Yeah, it'd be like that in sports, right? You think a team's a certain thing and they talk about them, but when they meet somebody that's supposed to be on their level, that's where the greats come out, right? They raise it up an extra notch that you might not know that they had, and that's what make them great. History will tell a story, but they will be fighting again, hopefully soon at 54. So, any last words? All good?
It was good to see the fight. Can't wait to see it again. But at the end of the day, I'm still with Errol, rocking with Errol. Just want to see how they respond, and I want to see him fight at a more comfortable weight. So he has a couple more years in the sport, so maybe we will I feel like we'll definitely get a title. He's definitely going to get some title shots at 160, 168. So still interesting boxing, but can't wait to see the fight. Salute to everybody who's watching the channel, and salute the team Crawford and team Spence.
Yeah, I'll leave it here. You said it the best in the strap season that's coming out. when they see this video, it won't be out, but it'll be out maybe in a few days. Crawford got to see the best. Errol got to see the best of Crawford. It's only fair that Crawford get to see the best of Errol. So
Yeah.
hopefully that will be at 154. So if you like today's content, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the video. As always, he's been C. Anthony. I've been Sean Mack, and this is Sports Fans Only. Peace.
Peace.